Hi, Tony. I would like to manifest financial abundance where I never have to worry about my finances again.
This is a really great intention, and I'm sure there are so many people that are with you on this. So, I'd like to start off with two questions. What do you want and why? In your case, you want financial freedom. But why do you want it? Write down a list of why you want financial freedom and also the benefits that come with that. For example, what I want is financial freedom. Why do I want it? Because then I have the freedom to buy anything I want, to go anywhere I want, the freedom to do anything I want when I want, and the more specific, the better. For example, the freedom to buy anything I want means I don't have to look at price tags anymore. I just buy it because that's what I want. The freedom to do anything I want means I can wake up anytime I want and have a day where I don't have to plan anything.
Is it okay to be more specific than that?
Definitely, the more specific you are, the better.
Okay. Are there any more practices I need to do?
Yes, I will list them here at the end of this recording.
How hard is it to accomplish my goal of having financial freedom?
The only reason why it can be challenging to reach your financial goals is because you have been programmed most of your life to think and act with a scarcity consciousness. With these practices and several others, you'll start to reprogram your belief system to where abundance will be your natural state.
Sounds like a lot of work. How long will all of this take to reach my goals?
That all depends on you. It will depend on how consistent and committed you are with these practices.
Okay, so what other practices can I do?
A great tool to use is to say affirmations. Repeating them over and over again is a great way to reprogram your belief system.
Can you suggest any good affirmations I can say?
Yes, I have lots of affirmations I have created for myself. Keep watching and I will start posting them here on my channel. Now, I will attach a link below for you to download one I created recently.
Is there anything else you can add that would be helpful?
Yes, remember, you were born with an abundance consciousness. Abundance is your natural state. That has been taken away from you. Now it's time to get that back. When you have a negative thought about abundance, you need to know that is your programming talking and not your true self. Your affirmations and practices will help you to reverse all of that programming that doesn't serve you. The more you practice, eventually you'll begin to notice a change. Practicing is creating new programming, new neural pathways, and stimulates your belief system to expand. With more expansion, more opportunities will reveal themselves. Eventually, thinking and acting abundantly will be automatic. That's your natural state, the way you were designed to function. And then life will become easier.
Do you mean life gets easier because I have more money?
It gets easier in all areas of your life, not just financially.
How is that possible? Aren't we just talking about abundance here?
Good question. I will teach you to see abundance everywhere, not just in money. For example, some wealthy people are not happy because they only see abundance as money. For you to be truly abundant, you need to see it in health, finances, relationships, etc. When you see money as a product of abundance and not the other way around, you will be wealthy in all areas of your life. I want you to be wealthy in money, yes, but also wealthy in happiness and health so you can enjoy your financial freedom.
I am not really understanding what you are saying fully. Can you elaborate further?
We are naturally born into the energy of abundance. We don't have a program telling us otherwise. There is no separation. There is no right or wrong. As I mentioned before, being in debt is having an abundance of debt. It's still abundance. Abundance is the amount of something. Money is not abundance, but abundance is having money. If you separate it, you isolate it. When you see abundance in everything, then money flows to you easily because now money is not something hard to get.
I am still not understanding the concept fully.
Okay, I get it. It sounds complicated, but it's actually a very simple system. The good news is You don't have to understand all the details. It's not really important. What's important is to trust and do the practices so you can create new programming that will reinstate your abundance nature. Eventually, it becomes so automatic you won't have to think about it.
Maybe if you can explain what abundance is, then I can understand the concept.
Right, let's start with that. Abundance means a large quantity of something. You can have a large quantity of debt or a large quantity of prosperity. It's all abundance. Knowing this, now you can have a different perception of abundance. When you see everything as abundant, including debt, then you won't put so much attention and focus on debt. Your focus will shift. Focus is the key. What you focus on is what you manifest into your life. Remember, we are master creators and manifestors. Debt or prosperity are equally a manifestation. However, it takes way more energy to create debt because debt is not our natural state, but abundance is. Our natural state is flow, and flow moves easily. Also, you can see abundance as a flow of energy in and energy out, constantly circulating. Naturally, we are designed to flow things and events in and out of our experiences. Since money is a product of abundance, the same concept applies. When we spend money, we should receive an equal amount of money back, at the very least. If you are living your natural flow state, then you will never experience a deficit of money. Unfortunately, most people you know have no idea of this concept.
You mentioned different types of abundance. Can you explain what the different types are?
Sure, not really different types because abundance is abundance, but we humans like to separate things. Okay, for example, if you're a healthy person, you would be considered abundant in health. If you get along well with people and in your relationship, you would be abundant in relationships. Even something like ideas that come to you when you need them is abundance. The point here is to combine the definition of abundance as one. I will show some practices that work well in how to see abundance. When you learn this technique, you will experience an ease about money. And by the way, these practices are about reconnecting you to your natural state, in how you were meant to live.
See if I got this right. Abundance is our natural state, and it's everywhere. Because we separated the meaning of abundance, we see lack as the opposite of prosperity, when actually lack is a result of what we created. Is this right?
Yes, and when you see yourself as the creator, now you have the power to change your experience of lack and turn it into prosperity, as opposed to blaming anything or anyone. When you blame, you have no control of your next experience. Blaming is giving your power away to someone or something else. This includes blaming yourself. You did nothing wrong. You made a mistake. So what? Keep moving forward.
So I have to make amends with lack, own it, and not see it as my enemy or something I did wrong?
Right, you got it. The same way you own and appreciate prosperity. The law states, whatever you focus on most and have strong feelings about, your next experience will feel the same, and your feelings are matched with a physical outcome.
But what about those people that have lost everything and all of a sudden they seem to have bounced back? Were they not focused on negative feelings? Shouldn't their next experience be a negative one?
Great question. When you get to the point where you lost everything and there is nothing to hold on to, then what you want now has the freedom to reveal itself in this physical reality. It was the holding on to things that was not working and was keeping you from receiving what you wanted. When you hear someone say, just let go, that is not as easy as it sounds. A better way is to not let go and start focusing on what you want. Then the letting go happens naturally. You take your focus away from holding on to what you don't want, to what you do want.
I believe I am getting it now. It's starting to make sense. Is there anything else I should know before we get into the practices? Also, maybe you can explain why we need to change our belief system.
Yes, of course, our belief system contains all of our programming. We don't do anything outside of our current belief system. All of our decisions are made from our belief system. Also, all the information we receive is at the level of our belief system, nothing more. Meaning, our lives are governed by our programming. We cannot experience anything more than the capacity of our current belief system. However, our purpose is to continue to expand our belief system and continue to create new programming, to accept more, and to continue to grow beyond our current belief system. Before getting into the practices, I'd like to mention one more thing about belief systems. This is very important. Our true nature is to live in the moment. There is no past and no future, only now. All of our power is in the now moment. When we have a thought or an idea, it happens in the now. We receive everything now. The problem is, we have trained our belief system to think in the past or contradict the now moment. That causes a conflict in what we are supposed to receive. For example, when we say, I am going to be wealthy, our higher self doesn't know what that means. It just knows the now moment. When our belief system says, no, we are not wealthy, then we will never be wealthy until we train our belief system to believe we are wealthy now. Being wealthy is in the now, not later.
So, how do we expand our belief system when our thoughts are at the level of our belief system? I mean, how can we think beyond our belief system to expand it?
Such good questions. I will explain in detail in another recording how this natural system of expanding and growing works. For now, in a nutshell, this is how it works. We consistently receive thoughts and ideas. The idea means nothing until we do something with it. It is the fuel that runs the machine. We have an idea or thought, we act on it, then we have a new experience. The new experience brings in more new thoughts and ideas. That newness is how our belief system expands. If we live in the past and through our old programming, then nothing new happens. Then our belief system remains the same. There is much more to it, but this is a very basic explanation.
Wow, that is a lot to take in. I am going to have to process this. So basically, people that are abundant in money have a belief system they are wealthy?
Not so much believing they are wealthy. There are wealthy people that think they are not wealthy enough. That is just a state of mind. It's more of a habit they have created in bringing in a certain amount of money. For example, you now are used to making more money than you did when you were a teenager. You will accept no less because you are now living within your means of how much you make. With these practices I am about to show you, you will be conscious of how your belief system works. You will consciously create new habits and programming around money so it all becomes your natural state.
There's a lot to unpack here. Can you start with the practices now?
Yes, just to let you know, not all these practices are meant for you. There are many, and you'll have to find the one that fits you. Just like finding a teacher, you won't have a connection to all teachers. Start a journal and begin to write down everything you spent money on today. Then write next to it how this money benefited the person or store you bought from. For example, let's say I bought a pizza. The store benefited from this purchase because with your help, it can pay its bills. The employees benefited because you helped in keeping them employed. The vendors, utility company, landlord, etc., all benefited from your purchases. It goes right down the line. The purpose of this practice is for you to be aware of the flow of energy of money flowing out and then back to you. It comes back to you because someone bought something from your company or through your employer. It comes full circle, so you can feel the flow in and out. Spending money and receiving money should feel as natural as our ecosystem in how it sustains life. Water evaporates, forms clouds, rains, feeds the trees and animals, then back to the ocean to once again repeat the cycle. You want to start appreciating the money you spend equal to the money you receive. It should feel natural and easy. Also, write your appreciations in all your transactions. Once you develop a habit of journaling, eventually this feeling of flow will be your natural state. You will be creating a new habit and program around this. Once your habit is created, you can stop doing this practice. You're done. Next practice. Have you ever wondered why you're not getting what you want? You're constantly asking questions like, maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe I am not good enough. Maybe I need to try harder. Maybe I am not meant to have it in this lifetime. Maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe I need to be patient, etc. I am here to tell you, it's not any of that. You've gone to workshops, listened to recordings on manifesting wealth, and read countless books on the subject of money. You've gotten to the point where you feel like there's no answer. There is definitely an answer, that's for sure. It's impossible to have a problem without a solution. One way is to have a mentor, someone where you can follow in their footsteps, someone that will teach you how to do it. If you don't have a mentor, then I can be your mentor from afar. So, what's the answer? If you study people that are successful in their field, you'll notice one specific trait that stands out. They all have focus. That means they don't let anything stand in their way. They have intention and focus. They have a drive to succeed in achieving their goal. If you had a loved one that you love dearly and their life was in danger, you would do anything to help them, save them. That is focused determination. You'll somehow gain the strength to lift a car up without thinking, just to save your loved one. I've had that happen to me several times in my life, and by sheer determination, I got what I wanted. Here's the practice several times during the day, and especially right when you wake up, and before bed, look in the mirror. Tell yourself out loud, if you can, I know what I want, I know it's possible, and I have it now. You have to be serious about what you want. Look straight in your eyes and tell yourself any affirmation that makes you feel like you mean it. You have to act the part. Gesture with your hands and body. Speak loudly if that makes it feel real. I remember what Bashar said, you have to be obsessed with being obsessed. This works if you really have intention. If you want an affirmation to use with this mirror technique, DM me, and I will send you the link. The good news is, after you have reached a higher level of awareness, money will just flow into your life effortlessly. You won't have to do this practice any longer. Thanks for listening. I have hundreds of pages of channeled information I will be posting in this podcast channel soon. Lots of practices, information, affirmations, and more.